Hello, good people of the Parker Posse. Roof, roof. Hi, guys. It is Saturday, the 16th. How are you doing? Let's see. It is a beautiful day in South Carolina. That's a good shot out the window. Oh, I have the blue bag over one of my plants to try to make it seem like it's kind of in a tropical um, environment. Give it a little humidity. And the clothes, don't worry about it. Those are clothes that I have bought that I'm not doing well with, trying to get ready for the trip because it's like, oh, actually, 2 months from tomorrow, I will be in the Dominican Republic, kicking up my heels, drinking a margarita, laying on the beach. Oh, 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 oh. Unless they mess my trip up with this foolishness going on out here in the world. I told y'all, these people is lying to us. We do not live in the world that we think we live in. We are like in a matrix. The Truman Show. I hate to use that because people use it so much, but it is true. They are manipulating every aspect of our life. Okay, last update about the hantavirus. It was just a few people over in, was it Colorado, 2 people in Texas. Can't remember if they even told, not Texas, I mean Georgia. Can't remember if they told us exactly how many people was in Colorado. I know it was 3 people that got here first. Then the people that they got off the rest of the people off the ship, that's when we got some more who are, I don't know how many are, or who decided to stay and be quarantined there. But they're saying now that they are monitoring 41 people. Okay, there was only 149 people on the ship, and that was including the staff, the crew. So we got 41 people that was Americans that was on that ship, or some of them people that got off that ship that was Americans have spread it to other people. Help me out. I'm confused. But like I said, they trying to do us like they did the Big C. I ain't going for the okie doke this time. I am not. Hantavirus case suspected in Ontario County. All right, I'm going to turn this down. And let's just read about what's going on in Ontario County. Ontario County is investigating a suspected case of locally acquired hantavirus, according to Kate Ott, the county's public health director. Ott says New York State, because Ontario County, I thought they were talking about Ontario, Canada, but no, Ontario County is in New York. I don't know if, Paula, you might have heard of Hopewell, New York. Never heard of it. Oh, I thought let me go back. Okay. Shit. Okay. Deborah. All right. Ott says New York State officials alerted her office Thursday morning to a potential hantavirus case in a patient who had been sick for a few weeks with mild symptoms, including fatigue, achiness, and lethargy. Now, let me say this. I was watching, and there was a guy that was on the ship, and he said that, matter of fact, he was a doctor. I forgot what type of doctor he was. He specialized in something because it wasn't general practice. Anyway, he said that he had been sick for a couple of weeks. And he was not the only one on the ship who had gotten sick like that. And he said because the doctor that was on staff that was on the ship had gotten so sick that he had to be taken off the ship. When he started feeling better, he started assisting the people that were still on the ship. So there was a lot of people that was on that ship that had mild cases of this. Everybody doesn't get a bad case of it. It's sort of like the Big C. Remember, there were some people that had it so bad they had to be put on ventilation machines and all this stuff. And then, like me, I had it, but I just got really tired, headache. I was exhausted, and then I lost my taste. I couldn't taste anything. So yeah, thank you, Jesus. So it just depends. We thought surely this can't be hantavirus in relation to what's going on in the media at this time, Ott said, adding the case had horrible timing. Case had horrible timing, huh, ma'am? Really? The case is mild, and hantavirus is not always mild, Ott said. It can be really severe, so we're really grateful for that. Hey, come on, Melanie. You want to go back and read. Ott said there are many strands of the virus. I didn't hear about many strands. I heard about two. One that you get from, you get it from the rodent, and just that one person is sick. And then the one where you get it from the rodent and it's airborne because you can give it to somebody else. The one that goes from human to human. But hey, I'm not a hantavirus expert. The case is not connected to the ongoing Dutch cruise ship outbreak. Okay. The hantavirus that occurs in the U.S. is not spread person to person, Ott says. It is spread between mice and humans. If I have it and I sneeze on you, you're not going to get it. For that reason, the unnamed patient will not have to quarantine. Ott said there has only been one other suspected case in Ontario County in the last 20 years. For hantavirus, you're asking, have you been... Oh, let me just raise this up, because this woman... wait till you find out who has the hantavirus, though. So for the hantavirus, you're asking, have you been bitten by a rodent? Have you been on a cruise? Have you cleaned out a shed or an attic recently? Those are the things you ask. So those are the questions that we ask the health director. That's what she said. Have you got bitten by a rodent? Have you been on a cruise? Have you cleaned out an attic? A blood sample from the patient has been sent to the CDC for further analysis. I did not say where in Ontario County the patient was located for privacy reasons, but she did offer some advice for the months ahead. Really important for the spring and summer to use some protection. If you're out there cleaning out your shed or your garage or your attic, she said, if there is a chance that there are droppings there, whether it's from mice or bats or birds, because all three can transmit disease, wear a mask. That's what she said now. That's what ma'am said. If you're going to be cleaning out the attic and all that, put on a mask. Baby, these people just think we are crazy. The suspected hantavirus case in Ontario County involves a Geneva High School student. The Geneva City School District confirmed to the TV station. Okay, I don't know how old this high school student is, but I'm going to suspect that if he or she got bit by a damn rodent, they would have told somebody, especially if they've been in the hospital for the last 2 weeks. Right? I know if my son, when he was in high school, if he had got bit by a rat, he sure enough would have told me. Apparently, this child was in school, so apparently they were not on a cruise. And how many teenagers you know want to clean out the garage or the attic unless they were forced to do so? And even then, if they ran into a rodent or some mouse droppings, they definitely were going to tell their parents because they didn't want to be up there doing it or out in the garage doing it. So I'm going to have to beg to differ here, ma'am, that this is what this child was doing. So how in the hell did a high school student get the hantavirus? And we don't give a shit if the last case was 20 years ago, because we don't believe you. And you can't say that this child did not get it from somebody off the ship, because there was 40 people that got off the freaking ship that did not know that there was even a virus that was here, there, and everywhere. There were people that the wife exposed when she was on the damn plane, plus all the people that flew on planes. How do you know somebody didn't come to New York? How do you know that this child didn't get it from another child whose family might have been coming from off the ship or something, or ran into somebody? They don't know. See, this is how the bullshit start. They start making up all these reasons about how it's not contagious and how you can't get it while people are getting it. Ontario County Public Health announced an investigation into a suspected case somewhere in the county Thursday, but did not share specific details. In a message to families, the school district said there was no evidence of risk to other students or staff. How would they know that? I mean, they don't know that. It just kills me how they just be putting out information that they don't know to be true, just because they don't want people cutting the food with them. We understand that hearing about a rare illness naturally raises questions and concern for families and staff. Superintendent Bo, all right, Bo said in a statement, "We are continuing to work closely with the Ontario County Department of Health. We are following their guidelines. I assure in our communication to families and staff, health officials have advised us there is no evidence of risk to other students or staff related to this situation." That's what Bo said. The county health department said there was no risk to the general public, and the case was not connected to the ongoing Dutch cruise ship outbreak that killed 3 people and sickened at least 11. But you got 41 people under observation. I still don't know where those 41 came from. They ain't told us. But Bo said, don't worry about it. Ain't nobody gonna get the hantavirus. That's what Bo said. The county health department said there was no risk to the general public. Okay, I already read that. Let's see. Kate Ott, remember, she's over the health department, of Ontario County's public health director, said the county has only recorded one other suspected case in the last 20 years. The patient will not have to quarantine. The hantavirus that occurred in the U.S. is not spread person to person. It is spread between mice. Did she go back to the top? Let me see if she did, because I read that already. Okay, that's the video. Did y'all hear that? So now, that's what they said, right? This ain't got nothing to do. Nothing to do with the ship. Which you notice ain't nobody talking about the ship, right? Why is that? Why ain't nobody talking about the ship? Why ain't nobody talking about the people? You notice that the only people talking about this is people pretty much on YouTube. Because the regular stations, they not even discussing it. It's like it does not exist. How is that possible? Okay, is this the state? Wait a minute. Is this the states they saying that? Baby, they're going to make me mad. They're going to make me mad. I'm going to say to y'all, you better be mindful while you're out there in the highways and byways. Because these people do not care about us. And I suspect that this could be a little trickery going on here. No offense. Okay. States monitoring for the hantavirus cases. Now, mind you, the people supposed to be in Colorado being quarantined and in Georgia. But I see that they're not. They're monitoring in the state of Washington, California, Utah, Arizona, Minnesota, Nebraska, Kansas, Texas, Illinois, Georgia, Virginia, New York, and them other little states in between, but the District of Columbia. Why is it all these states, y'all? Can somebody tell me why? Why all these states are now monitoring? There is a case. I'm trying to see if I saw it earlier. There is another case in Illinois. Yep, that's why Illinois is on there. There is another case in Illinois. Why is my thing not moving? Oh, where did I see it at? Let's go update today. Let's see what that pulls up. If I can't find it, there is one case in Illinois that they are monitoring. Somebody there has come down with symptoms. So, if it's in all them states that they're monitoring, hantavirus update 2 days ago, 41 people under monitoring across the U.S. I guess they're saying of the 41 of those people is in all these different states. They say no new cases in the U.S. That's a lie. They just said there's one in New York and there's another one in Illinois. And the ones who are reporting it ain't even up on the shit. Where is the one? Why is my remote not? And then, you know that other cruise ship where they got the norovirus, which we call the stomach bug? How about it's now docked off the coast of France because they got so many people there sick. It's like 1,233 passengers and 512 staff that's on the ship. They had over 100 people who are sick, and people are still getting sick. Now, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay, I guess I'm not going to find it. Damn it. But there is a case in Illinois. I'm just a little flabbergasted. Is that what I want to say? That okay. That they won't tell us the truth about this. Or are they scared? Here we go. Possible hantavirus case in Illinois unrelated to cruise ship outbreak. Really? I don't know what the hell is wrong with my remote. It is just not. It does this shit too. All right. Patient lives in Winnebago County. CDC conducting additional testing unrelated to the cruise. Risk of the hantavirus remains very low. Very low. Oh, I guess it's a short. That's why it won't let me. Let's see. So let's hear what it says.
This virus lives in Winnebago County, which is in the Rockford area. It's believed they acquired the virus while cleaning a home with rodent droppings. Now, the CDC is doing additional testing to confirm this case. The testing could take up to 10 days to complete. Now, health officials want to stress this is not related to the recent deadly cruise ship outbreak. They believe it's
I call bullshit on it.
Hantavirus, one that does not spread from person to person. And they ensure the risk of contracting hantavirus remains very low for people here in Illinois. Potential case of hantavirus.
I call bullshit on that. Why? Because, okay, I used to clean homes. And I can't say that I ever cleaned one with mice, but it's a possibility. Maybe I didn't see them. I didn't see no droppings. But there are a zillion rats in New York City. You would think that somebody there would have the hantavirus every freaking day. In all the big cities, there's rats and mice and everything else. In the country, there's rats and mice. So why is it just all of a sudden these places hadn't had cases in years, but now they all of a sudden got cases? And it just so happened, oh, this person was cleaning out a home and they saw the mouse droppings and didn't think that maybe they should cover up their face or something like that. It was that much. Because I would assume it needs to be a good amount for the particles to get all up in the air and in your nose that it could give you something. Because, you know, I watch hoarders all the time. And them people be laid up in their hoarding mess with mice living with them, roaches, and everything else. And I have yet to see anybody come out and have the hantavirus. So maybe it's just me. Maybe, you know, I just suspect them for the okie doke. But how come everybody keeps saying it ain't tied to the ship? It ain't tied to the ship. It's not tied to the ship. It's not tied to the ship. It's not tied to the ship. Global race to contain the hantavirus outbreak. Oh. Well, all I'm going to say is, don't be believing the hype. You need to wait and see, because I'm telling you, they lying to us. They are lying to us. And this is what I think. This is just my hypothetical on this. That there's so much shit going on in the world right now. I mean, it is so much. It makes your head spin. But there is a clause in our Constitution about like if there is a world crisis or some type of major crisis in the United States, then I don't know if we would be able to vote. Like, you know, if we were still at war, because he would be able to still stay president if it was like 2028. But I'm wondering if we would still have the midterms if we got a damn pandemic going on. What's the odds? Now, everybody could do mail-in voting, but we know how much he hates that. So could this be tied to the midterms? I mean, it's all just automatically convenient. Because we know that they genetically, I showed y'all about what they did to the ticks. And we know how we got the big C, right? If you didn't know, it was a whole bunch of scientists working together from different countries in China. And somehow it got out. And it got out in the lab, apparently. It got out of the lab with a scientist. The scientist tried to be a whistleblower. I think it was 2 of them that tried to tell. And you never heard from them again. Till this day, nobody's seen them. Okay? So it was more than just China working in there. It was China, America, people from all over the world. Their scientists was in there working on this virus. Now, what would they need a virus like that for? Is it really for a military war? Or would it be a good way to downsize population? Sort of like this one. You inject a couple of mice in an area with some old people. Or just put it, however they put it out, in the air. Put them on a damn cruise ship with 149 people, knowing that they could contaminate other people. Because they could have one of them could have went to the doctor before they got on a cruise ship for a check or something. They could have injected the shit in them. They may not know. They might have went to get a vaccination before they got on the cruise ship. Because they were doing exploratory cruise. And they injected them with some shit that they should not have. Don't put it past them. Don't put it past them. They have been experimenting on us since the conception. So then they put it in some mice up in different areas. So it can spread. If you got it in the mice, or you got it in the air, or you got it somewhere where it can spread to different people. Because look how many states it's in now. Look how many countries it's in now. And I'm just going to leave you with this. If we're so overpopulated, why do we have so much land that's not being used? And we have enough land for people to build data centers for AI as big as Manhattan. But we're overpopulated. We have a food shortage. That's why the food is so high. We got oil and gas. We make our own fucking oil and gas. Why do we have a shortage? Why are they gouging us at the gas stations? It's all about money. And they trying to make more money at the expense of us and our lives. But I'm going to talk to y'all about that later. But yeah, just think about that. But I thought I'd give you an update on the haunted virus. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.